Hello and welcome to today's webinar. Before we begin, I'd like to share a few pointers to help you make the most of this session. James, if you could just skip forward. Thank you. To help you make the most of this session, we'll be recording, and everyone who has registered will receive a copy by email. Please do feel free to share this with colleagues in your network. You'll be muted throughout the webinar, so if you do need assistance, please use the chat function in the right-hand panel. You can also ask questions in the panel on the top right-hand panel, and we'll get to as many of these as we can at the end of the session. So by way of introduction, I'm Tiffany. I'm the head of product at Aptem, and I'm delighted to be joined by my colleagues from the product team today, Rachael, Stewart, Martyn Wood, and James Lett. We have a diverse group of participants today, including many Aptem Apprentice customers from ITPs, universities, colleges, and employers. Additionally, a number of providers who are not yet using Aptem are here to explore our platform's latest developments. So, why are we hosting this webinar? Aptem Apprentice is evolving rapidly to support our customers in an ever-changing market. We frequently receive questions from current and prospective customers about recent changes and future plans for our roadmap. We've therefore launched this new webinar series, which will run quarterly, and that will guide you through the latest updates and upcoming enhancements that we're planning on doing. Just shift forward. Before we go on to talk about the roadmap proper, I wanted to talk a little bit about our strategy and how everything we do from a roadmap perspective aligns to this strategy. In 2025, our roadmap is strategically aligned with three core pillars: learner engagement as a catalyst, scalable and extensible technology, and efficiency-driven solutions. These themes represent the foundation of our commitment to delivering a transformative experience for learners and providers, whilst ensuring that Aptem continues to lead the way in supporting vocational education and apprenticeship programs. The roadmap prioritises initiatives that foster an engaging and seamless learner experience. By empowering learners to build real-world skills and achieve career mobility, we aim to drive retention and successful outcomes while enabling providers to enhance efficiency and trust in vocational education. This focus positions learner engagement as a key driver of our product direction. At the same time, we're investing in a future-ready architecture that supports rapid growth over the next 3 to 5 years. Scalable and modular technologies underpin our roadmap, allowing us to integrate new features seamlessly, reduce technical debt, and maintain a platform that is robust, reliable, and adaptable to evolving customer needs. This ensures Aptem is positioned to meet the demands of a growing user base whilst accelerating innovation. Finally, our roadmap reflects a commitment to reducing administrative burdens and optimizing workflows for tutors. By delivering actionable insights, streamlined processes, and tools for funding maximization, we aim to satisfy customer needs and drive deeper adoption of the platform. These efficiency-driven solutions are not only designed to save time, but also to empower providers to make data-informed decisions that amplify their impact. Together, these pillars guide every initiative on the roadmap, ensuring that our product development delivers meaningful outcomes and positions Aptem for long-term success. As we now move on to review our roadmap for the next several months, you should hopefully see a correlation between our strategic pillars and the initiatives we're working on. Move to the next slide, please. So, the first thing we're going to look at on first two slides are part of our enhance initiatives. The first one here is all around marking aid, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because Rachael will cover that off later. It is worth calling out, though, that we've recently released the MVP of our marking aid feature. Marking aid is Aptem's AI-driven marking tool, and it enhances the learner experience by simplifying the submission and evaluation process. It enables tutors to mark learner exercise way faster without compromising quality. With a human-in-the-loop approach, it helps to drive accuracy and efficiency, which frees up tutors' times and allows them to focus on personalised guidance that supports learner progress. As you can see, development of this feature will continue throughout the year in its various iterations, and Rachael will go into much more detail on this shortly. Next slide, please, James. So another big feature within our enhanced space is enhanced reviews, and I'll talk to this more on a spotlight session later on. But by way of an explainer, enhanced reviews as an initiative encompasses features to enhance and improve our already competitive reviews offering. The main goal of enhanced reviews is to remove the admin burden, to improve the quality of reviews, making it easier to hold that all-important good review. It also aims to save tutors time, allowing them to spend more time on supporting the learner and potentially increasing their caseload. But as I said, more on that later. Whilst I'm at it though, I am delighted to share that the first phase of this, review summarisation, is scheduled for a beta release on the 30th of April. So you'll be able to get hands-on with that pretty soon. Following the successful release of our AI-driven checkpoint capability during 2024, we'll also continue to develop that out during 2025. The first thing we're going to tackle is the introduction of greater flexibility and control around when checkpoints are triggered. This is particularly useful where you've got roll-on, roll-off learners, and it's something that customers who are already using Checkpoint have asked for, greater flexibility around what we do and when we do it. Additionally, we're also planning some enhancements to our virtual assistant. Our AI-powered virtual assistant, which was released in the summer of 2024 and supports learners by answering questions that a tutor might ordinarily need to answer, we're going to develop this out further. So we're looking at introducing more personalised style and tone, as well as whether we can build it out with supplemental knowledge, such as employer information. So to summarise, and we will cover some of this in more detail later on, we will continue to invest heavily in our enhanced initiatives during 2025. We continue to firmly believe that by leveraging AI capability in enhancing our overall capabilities, we can truly deliver exceptional journeys that add real value to you, but most importantly, to the learner. Next slide, please. So we're not only focusing on enhanced initiatives, and we'll continue to invest in our core platform with some really exciting initiatives that we believe will continue to set the Aptem product apart. During Q1 of this year, we've already delivered some major improvements, particularly in improving how compliance documentation is managed. My colleague Martyn played a key role in that, and he will also talk you through what we're doing from a data perspective a little bit later on. For now, though, I'd like to talk to you in more detail about a couple of initiatives that are coming later in the year that I think are particularly exciting. The first one I'll talk about is direct access to learning plans. This is primarily aimed at customers running their own virtual learning environments. Right now, if you're using a separate VLE, keeping your learning plan in sync with Aptem can be a manual and time-consuming task. You're having to rekey information, duplicate effort, and ultimately waste valuable time. We want to change that. So we're planning to introduce a mechanism, likely an API, that will allow you to directly interact with Aptem's learning plan from your own systems. That means pushing content or milestones into Aptem without the need for manual input and keep things aligned automatically. This will reduce admin, minimize errors, and give you more flexibility to design and deliver learning your way, while still meeting the compliance and reporting needs that Aptem supports. Again, looking a bit further ahead, we're also preparing to kick off an important piece of work later this year focused on modularizing the learning plan. The goal here is twofold: to modernize the learner experience and to support more flexible, scalable delivery models, particularly prevalent for shorter courses and customizable learning pathways. By combining a more engaging learner UX with modular program design, we're aiming to make the experience feel more intuitive, more personalized, and ultimately more effective for the learner, all while giving providers the flexibility to build and scale programs in a way that works for them. We see this as a key enabler for improving learner retention and outcomes, while also helping providers deliver more efficiently across a wider range of learning models. It's early days on both of these initiatives, but this is a significant area of investment for us, and we'll be reaching out soon to work with you on helping us to shape these and how we move forward. So that's a quick whistle-stop tour of our roadmap for 2025 and how it looks right now. It will change over the coming weeks and months, and we'll keep you informed on that over the course of the quarterly roadmap sessions that we will have going forward. We're now going to move on to have a bit of a deeper dive into 2 or 3 of the areas I've covered already. The first of which is marking aid. So at this point, I'll hand over to Rach.
Thanks, Dan. Hi, everybody. I'm excited to talk to you about the progression of 2 key new features, the marking aid and the feedback assistant, focusing on the early adopter program and how it's helping us shape the future. The goal of the early adopter program is twofold. First, it's designed to showcase the value of these new features, demonstrating how they can streamline your processes and improve outcomes. Second, it allows us to validate that we're delivering real, meaningful value as part of our minimal viable product, or MVP. For those who may be unfamiliar, an MVP is essentially a version of the product that includes just enough core features to gather feedback from early adopters, helping us refine and enhance the product before it becomes available to everybody. Behind this initiative is our product success team. This is a dedicated group made up of experts from product, technology, support, customer success, and implementation. Their mission is to ensure not only the successful launch of new features, but also their smooth adoption across our entire customer base, leading up to general availability. So to break it down, here's how we focus our efforts. Early adopter success, so making sure they're able to adopt and benefit from the new functionality quickly and effectively. Business enablement, equipping teams with the tools, knowledge, and processes needed to support long-term success. And then champion the feedback, so gathering valuable feedback from our early adopters and stakeholders to inform product improvements. Since last year, we've been actively working with our 6 early adopter participants. Together, we've explored current workflows, identified current challenges, demonstrated how the new features fit into your processes, including the value they bring, and collected key success metrics. We've also provided detailed documentation on the features, usage recommendations, and supported the onboarding journey. More recently, we've been conducting regular check-ins to provide ongoing support and gather feedback from their early experiences. Early feedback is absolutely crucial. It not only helps us fine-tune these features, but also guides our priorities, ensuring that we're building functionality that meets real needs. In fact, the feedback from our early adopter program participants has already played a pivotal role in shaping the features we'll include in both the beta trial and the general release of the marking aid and feedback assistant. We're also proud to be collaborating closely with our partner Grade. Together, we've been aligning our roadmaps, sharing insights, and coordinating on exciting new developments, all aimed at delivering even greater value through both the marking aid and feedback assistant. And that's something that we'll be focusing on in the next webinar. So now looking ahead, while final dates for the beta trial are being confirmed, I'd like to give you just a sneak peek of what's coming up next. So file versionings for exercises. So file versions of exercises will soon be available and they'll be visible within the learning plan and evidence summary. This means that you'll be able to select those versions to include within the ePortfolio. Admin controls for exercise and feedback. So admin users will soon be able to gain the ability to amend exercises and pre-configure feedback. By pre-configuring exercise feedback, this will give your teams the opportunity to define the feedback for the exercises upfront. That's going to be providing consistency, increasing the quality of the feedback, and reducing the tutor's time in some scenarios because the desired feedback will already be available. And then also enhanced quality assurance support. We're working on aligning the functionality to better support your QA processes as per the current workflow behaviour within Aptem. And of course, as part of the roadmap, we will be continuing to review and respond to the feedback from our early adopters. As I touched on beforehand, during our next product roadmap webinar, we will look at some of the exciting new features that will be made available to bring more value to the marking aid and feedback assistant, including our plans to align to the KSB standards and hopefully utilising AI to optimise these. And I'll now hand back over to Dan. Thank you.
Thank you, Rach. Really exciting stuff. So I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into something that I touched on earlier, which is enhanced reviews. It's a new initiative, but as many of you know, reviews are one of the most heavily used features in Aptem. And it's also clear from your feedback that this is an area where we can add even more value. We originally intended and started work under the banner of review summarization, which I mentioned earlier is going to go for beta release on the 30th of April. That will use AI to summarize key points from the review transcript. As I said, we're continuing with that. It's due for release. But as part of our discovery in that piece of work, it became clear that there's a much bigger opportunity here to improve the whole reviews experience, both for tutors and for learners. Enhanced reviews speaks directly to two of our strategic pillars, efficiency and engagement. We believe that technology should do the heavy lifting when it comes to admin, freeing up tutors to focus on what really matters, which is in creating the time to have meaningful conversations about progress with their learners. And when we reduce the admin burden, reviews stop feeling like a tick box exercise. Instead, they become a valuable, engaging experience, something learners feel invested in. One of the things we hear time and time again from customers is the challenge of setting and monitoring actions within reviews. Yes, there are a couple of ways to do this in Aptem today, but being honest, none of them quite hit the mark. They either feel a little bit clunky or don't give you the clarity and structure you need. So we're building something new, a dedicated actions section within the review itself. This is based on direct feedback from you, that you want a simple, flexible way to set actions that may or may not follow the SMART acronym. Not every action needs to be SMART, but you still need to be able to track it, revisit it, and know when it's been done. We've put together a set of high-level requirements that we think will really move the needle on this. But as always, we'll continue refining based on your feedback. So a quick overview of what we've got coming. You'll be able to set actions directly in the review using a clean, structured interface. Those actions will then pull through to the next review, so learners, tutors, and employers can easily see what was agreed and track progress without digging back through previous forms or copy and pasting. Each action will have meaningful statuses, and you'll be able to mark them as complete with clear due dates and completion dates. That due date piece is important, not just for tracking, but to help learners prioritize and tutors to focus on what's most important right now. We believe this will plug a key gap in how actions are handled in Aptem today, and this is just the starting point. Post-launch, we'll continue to iterate and enhance the experience to drive even greater efficiencies and better learner engagement. I hope you're as excited about enhanced reviews as we are. I'm going to hand over to Martyn now, who will update you on some similarly exciting developments in the data space.
Thank you, Dan. First, I want to discuss the initial phase of our data access improvements. In this first phase, we're focused on stabilizing our current OData. We've identified key areas where performance can be improved, and we're taking action to address them. First, we're tackling the stability of OData. We're putting in place controls to prevent any single user from overloading the system with long-running requests, ensuring a smoother experience for everyone. Second, we're optimizing how data is stored, specifically focusing on the ILR aims endpoint. We're moving data from less efficient JSON fields into dedicated tables. This change will significantly improve OData response times and overall performance for this highly used endpoint. We plan to carry out similar improvements to other endpoints in the future. Essentially, we're making OData more reliable and efficient. This work is crucial for providing a consistent and performant experience for our customers while we prepare for the transition to the new data access service. Building on this foundation, in the coming months, we're focused on a significant upgrade to how we handle data access. Currently, our systems rely on OData endpoints built into our main application. We're introducing a new, more robust data access service that will eventually replace OData. To ensure a smooth transition, we'll run both OData and the new data access service in parallel for a period. This will give our customers ample time to migrate. Rest assured, we'll provide clear communication about the OData deprecation timeline and detailed guidance on using the new data access service. Importantly, the endpoints and fields available will remain the same. A key enhancement of the new service is caching. We'll be caching responses to customer queries, significantly improving performance. The caching system will intelligently verify and invalidate data to ensure you always receive up-to-date information. Furthermore, we're implementing critical performance controls. We'll be adding features like paging, which breaks down large data requests into manageable pieces. We're also setting limits on the number of columns and requests to prevent system overload and maintain stability. Finally, we're building a user-friendly interface for Aptem administrators to tailor data access settings to meet specific customer needs within appropriate limits. In essence, we're making our data access faster, more reliable, and more adaptable. This work is crucial for ensuring our applications run smoothly and efficiently, and that we can continue to deliver a high-quality experience to our users during and after the transition. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Martyn. So that concludes our tour of the roadmap for 2025 with a focus on a few key areas of development for us over the next few months and certainly into half two of this year as well. Just before we go, I want to let you know about a couple of upcoming product training webinars for Aptem customers. The first is a communications connector for MS Teams, which includes the latest feature updates, which we're holding on Tuesday, the 1st of April, between 11 and 12. We've then got a short course delivery for non-apprenticeship learners. That's on Tuesday, 29th of April, 11 till 12. And then a further one on Aptem Help Centre enhancements, which is being held on Tuesday, 27th of May, 11 till 12. So it just remains for me to say thanks again for attending today. Please do reach out if you've got any questions or would like to be part of early adopter programs, and feel free to connect on LinkedIn either with me directly or with Aptem to follow our latest updates.